I've worked with Sally Leland a lot, and she's really, for me, helped bring out a softer quality in me. And she would say, don't worry about the steps. Don't worry about the steps. She goes, just dance, and sometimes I would do too much, and she's like, don't move your arms too much. It's very soft and, a little more reserved, but she was trying to get me to use my head, and she always says to me, go out front sometimes and watch out front because you realize how much more you can do, and it's very true. Every time I go out front, I'm like, oh, you can tell they're holding back a little bit, and there's always so much more you can do and just enjoy it. And I think having worked with her so much on other ballets, it helped to bring out more in me. The first section of Chaconne, the pas de deux, it's actually probably the best way to start a ballet ever because you have to be calm and you can't get worked up because this pas de deux is just, it's seamless, it's effortless, your hair's down, you have a very flowy skirt on, and to be able to go out there, your first entrance, you just walk to the center, and then you start a pas de deux to this amazing music, and it's very soft, and I feel like I'm in heaven, actually. It's like one of those moments where you're just you feel regal, but like soft and beautiful, and I always picture that, there's a filming of it with Suzanne Farrell and Peter Martins, and there's kind of like clouds around them, and that's what it feels like. It feels like you're up in the air, just like flying. It's funny because you go off stage, you have this beautiful exit, and right when you hit the wing, you have to run and like put your hair up and get ready for the next section, and you don't get to enjoy that moment, So it's really important that during the pas de deux you're really embracing it because it is such a amazing experience. I have to say it's definitely up there with one of my favorite ballets to dance. And actually the last performance I did of it, the director, Peter Martins, came up to me and said, you're rushing it about this much. It's like this much you're rushing the music. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh. And I got really upset because I really thought I was on the music. But I think because some of the steps are really fast, I anticipated the music. And I maybe start like a hair ahead because I want to make sure I'm on the music. And the second performance I did, he came up to me and he goes, see, that's all it was. He's like, it's this much, because I just waited a little bit longer to start something or to phrase it. And he's like, that's all it was. He's like, and there's room to be musical in it, but I think it's also time, when you do a ballet enough, you'll get more comfortable and you'll be able to find the ways to phrase it and, be comfortable with it. So, there's a moment where I'm have my arm linked with my partner, and he just leans me out, and it's kind of like this off-balance movement, and it's very scary, but because it can go really wrong, but because we experienced that a few times in rehearsal, but it's also one of those moments where you just, I don't know, it just kind of takes you to another place, and you're able to just let go, and for that 1 second be suspended and off your leg and just, riding a ride almost, it's really beautiful moment. And I think just, going off that very last entrance in the first pas de deux, your toe is just touching the ground barely, and you just kind of feel like you are flying, and you're moving your arm at the same time, so you feel like you're just like going through space. I've been able to do a lot of Suzanne Farrell's roles, as I said, but I learned them when I was very young. So I think as I've gotten older, it's been nice to be able to go back to them and rediscover the different things in them. And now I'm able to like kind of put more passion behind them and bring my life experience to each role. And I think, being able to do a new ballet like Chaconne definitely reinforced that with me. So every time I did a ballet this season, I tried to bring that approach as well.